Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another video. So in this video we will doing the speed test comparison between the iPhone 14 versus the iPhone 10. So the iPhone 10 is powered by Apple A11 Bionic SoC with the 3GB of RAM, while the iPhone 14 is powered by Apple A15 Bionic SoC with 4GB of RAM. So on the back we have a dual cameras on both phones, and the iPhone 10 has a 12 megapixel f1.8 aperture with optical image separation main camera, while the newer iPhone 14 also has a 12 megapixel f1.5 aperture with a sensor shift OIS main camera. Also we have a 12 megapixel ultrawide versus a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, which give you a 2x optical zoom with OIS. And the back on both phones is made up of glass, and the frames on both phones is made up of aluminum, and iPhone 14 has a completely flat frame while the iPhone 10 has a rounded frame. So on the bottom we have a lightning port. Also we have stereo speakers on both phones. So I am very excited to see that how is the iPhone 14 is gonna stack up against the iPhone 10, which is a 4-year-old device from Apple. So now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. So iPhone 14 came up first with the logo, and both devices is running on iOS 16.4. So let's see, and the logo is also much bigger on the iPhone 14. So iPhone 14, while I'm talking, is done with the boot apps, and now iPhone 10 also done as well. So we have a 3 or 4 second difference between these two devices when it comes to booting up. And guys, now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. So iPhone 14 has a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display with HDR10+ support and Dolby Vision and 800 nits of high brightness, while on the other hand iPhone 10 also has a 6.1-inch Full HD Plus Super Retina OLED display with HDR10+ support and Dolby Vision. Also we have a 625 nits of high brightness. Also we have a notch on both phones, which is much smaller on the iPhone 14 as compared to the iPhone 10, and the bottom chin it is also much smaller on the iPhone 14. So guys, everything's closed up in the background, no application is running in the background. Also we have same Wi-Fi network on both phones, and the first application we have is the phone dialer, faster on the iPhone 14. You can see the animations, which feels really similar on both phones because we have a similar software. So now let's open settings. That one very similar again we have a 60 Hz refresh rate on both phones, no 120 Hz even on the iPhone 14, which is a really disappointing because iPhone 14 is a $800 phone right now. Now check out some more apps. Now let's open Amazon shopping, and iPhone 14 is slightly faster, but at the end very similar, and scrolling feels really similar on both phones because we have 60 Hz refresh rate. Now let's open this, that one faster on the iPhone 10. So now check out some games. Let's see Candy Crush Saga. iPhone 14 is done, iPhone 10 also done as well. So we have a 2-second difference. Instagram, and that is slightly faster on the iPhone 14. Let's spin out. iPhone 14 again faster there. Snapchat faster on the 14. Spotify, you can see half-second difference this time. Now let's see Subway Surfer, another game. So this time iPhone 14 is way faster, as you can see. So this time we have 4-second difference. Let me show the speakers on both phones. First on the iPhone 10, and here is the iPhone 14 speakers. And iPhone 14 has a lot more better speakers in terms of the loudness wise, in terms of the bass wise, in terms of the clarity wise. So the speakers, it is massively improved on the iPhone 14. And now let's see Temper Run 2. In that game we have more second difference, as you can see. So in heavy games you will see a more difference between these two devices. So this time we have 4 or 5 second difference. Also you can see the frame drops on the iPhone 10. Again, this is a 4-year-old device from Apple. So now let's open this big game which is called as PUBG Mobile. Apple A15 versus Apple A11. We have Apple 5-core GPU. So iPhone 14 is done, as you can see, way faster. And iPhone 10 is taking a lot of time. As you can see, this way we should see a big difference. So this time we have a 5 or 6 second difference. Now let's opening up the Twitter, and that one faster on the 14 again. And now let's open Zedge. And that is slightly faster on the iPhone 10, and scrolling feels really smooth, no jitters, anything like that. And a touch sensitivity, it is much higher on the iPhone 14. I don't know why. So last I'm launching the cameras on both phones, default camera application. So let's see which one is faster. So iPhone 14 is much faster. So now let's look at the front-facing camera. iPhone 14 has a all-new 12 megapixel selfie camera now with autofocus, while iPhone 10 has a 7 megapixel selfie camera. You can see in the selfie camera it is massively improved, also much wider on the iPhone 14. Okay guys, now let's see internet browsing speed. I am using default Safari internet browsers on both phones. Also we have same Wi-Fi network, so wikipedia.org, that is faster on the iPhone 14. Scrolling feels really similar again, and the touch sensitivity, it is much higher on the iPhone 14. And now let's open this. Similar performance again. Scrolling really smooth even on the iPhone 10. No jitters, anything like that. So next on the list is apple.com. Let's see which one is faster in that website. So now let's open at the same time. iPhone 14 is faster, as you can see, but only half a second difference there. Scrolling feels pretty smooth on both phones, and you can see that delay on the iPhone 10 which you don't find on the iPhone 14. So now let's see RAM management on both phones. So iPhone 10 has a 3 GB of RAM, while iPhone 14 has a 4 GB of RAM, and we have 4 years difference between these devices. So we only have 1 GB of RAM increase on the newer iPhone 14. So phone dialer still there. Settings, Amazon shopping, that is refresh on the iPhone 10, as you can see. Let's see Candy Crush Saga, refresh on the iPhone 10. Instagram, let's see pin out. Snapchat, Spotify, Subwoofer, refresh on the iPhone 10. So RAM management, it is not really good on the iPhone 10, but iPhone 14 still with a 4 GB of RAM is perform excellent. PUBG, opening up the Twitter, Zedge, and last we're back to the internet browser where we left, as you can see. And guys, what I have to say regarding the apps opening speed, as you can see that in the iPhone 14 and iPhone 10, both devices is perform very similar in system-based apps as well as in social media applications, but in games you will see a difference between these two devices. iPhone 14 is maximum is a 5 or 6 seconds faster than the iPhone 10 in the PUBG. In terms of the RAM wise, iPhone 14 is perform excellent in the RAM management, not a single refresh on the iPhone 14, while on the iPhone 10 we have a lot of refresh, and still iPhone 10 is holding its performance very well in 2023. And yes, iOS 16 is the last update for the iPhone 10, and rumors are saying that the iOS 17 will not be supported on the iPhone 10 as well as on the iPhone 8 Plus. So now let's talk about the battery sizes. So the newer iPhone 14 has a 3279 mAh battery size with a 20-watt fast charging support, no charger in the box, while the iPhone 10 has a 2716 mAh battery size with a 15-watt fast charging support. Battery life, it is also massively improved on the newer iPhone 14. You will get a 3 to 4 hours or more screen on time on the iPhone 14 as compared to the iPhone 10, even with the 100% newer battery health. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like this comparison. So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos like this, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. And I will see you in my next video. Peace out.